Hi, my name's Laurie Brooke and this is ourchildren.com.au. Today we want to talk about 50-50 parenting agreements. And we're talking about this today because one of our readers has emailed in and asked us to talk about how best to write up a 50-50 agreement or come up with a 50-50 agreement as well. So first off, let's go to say that a 50-50 agreement in its easiest form is something like a week on, week off, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, something where both parents have exactly the same amount of time. Having said that though, you don't need to be week on, week off. You could do, 3 days one week, 4 days the next, 5 and 2, whatever arrangement really suits your family. So these type of arrangements are good when one party, for example, is a shift worker, for example. You might still want to maintain that equal time, but their roster is inconsistent. So you need to look at ways that you can formulate an agreement to work in with their roster. It might be good if there is a fly-in, fly-out arrangement in your household. It might be worthwhile when the children have a lot of extracurricular activities. So, something where you need to work in with somebody's commitments. It doesn't have to be mum and dad's, it could be the kids. It could be mum, it could be dad. It really depends on what happens in your household. And the best way to do that is to take a step back and look at what happened before separation. How were you managing pickups and drop-offs, getting to the sports, getting to the music lessons, tutoring, all of that? How did you manage to make that work when you were together? So then how can we best manage to make that work when we're apart? And that's essentially what you want to do. Once you've managed to figure out what type of arrangement suits you best in terms of the equal time, then you can look at formulating that into an agreement. So whether that be a parenting plan or a consent order, whatever it is that you want for your family or your families now. Once you have determined whether you want a parenting plan or a consent order, and we'll talk about that in a different post, you then need to write it down and make sure that it covers everything that you need it to cover. So, the days that the children are with either of you, who does pick up, who does drop-offs. If you're doing pick up and drop-offs at school, make sure you cover an alternate venue for when school holidays are on or when there is a sick child, who's responsible. So, for example, let's say changeover day happens to be on a Friday. What happens if come that Friday your child's sick and doesn't attend school? Whose responsibility is it to look after them? Are they in your care at that point, or are they in dad's care, or vice versa? What else do we need to cover? We need to cover special events, so Christmas, Easter, birthdays, Mother's Day, Father's Day. If there's any other important days for your family, make sure that they're covered off. Who gets to spend time with the children on those days? Do you split it? If so, what's considered to be the first half, what's considered to be the second half? Make sure you look at things in terms of non-denigration, being respectful, respecting the privacy. What type of discipline do you want there to be? These are all really important points to make sure that you've got everything covered now, so that if there is a dispute in the future, it's already in your agreement. There is a free checklist that we have done up for our readers. So if you want to download a copy of that, we'll put the link below and click on it, take it, and it will take you through all of the different points that you can consider when drafting a parenting agreement. I hope this is helpful, and we'll see you next time. Bye.